Thanks, Aton, for introducing me and Cornerstone. We're really proud to be part of this healthcare summit. I know we're all still in virtual mode, but it's an exciting opportunity for me to join my colleagues from the industry and, of course, our team and the team from Velocity Network Foundation. So let's get into it. And let's get into it by taking a step back for a moment. As we think about the architecture for the future of work, the days of the magic bullets are gone. This concept that organizations and teams attempt to know all, do all, and solve every problem, where this concept of working harder will just get stuff done, is simply not going to cut it as we leap forward. If we could just imagine for a moment an organization of the future that approaches every unique challenge in a way that up-levels the entire org, in the three go-to areas that we all have known and come to love: people, process, and technology. I would say most importantly, it's about the people. Because each problem isn't just another problem, it's another rung, another foothold upward to build resilience and agility. I actually think of it like another push-up in building strength of the organization. And this new normal can feel daunting. But I believe we're built for it, and we're built for it now. We have proof points in this age of resilience. All of the accelerated tech changes, our struggle yet proud adaptability to global events like COVID. And when we look into our metaphorical toolbox, we've accumulated a lot of these tools to help us be more resilient and to be more agile. Here at Cornerstone, we've had the gift of working with many customers and observing this with our clients. One of our customers is a hospital network in Pennsylvania that during the wake of COVID had to make critical staff deployment decisions in a matter of days, not weeks. And thanks to a foundation of an agile organizational capability they had built over time, they were able to quickly assess, communicate, and support the transition of nearly 500 operating room staff personnel into ICU in a matter of a week. And we're super proud to be one of the tools in their belt to quickly communicate the change, rapidly train staff on their new responsibilities, and provide ongoing answers and support. This hospital network didn't anticipate the scale to support that much change, but thanks to repeated exposure to disruption, they had unknowingly developed capabilities and muscle for resilience. I think the question for all of us now becomes, how do we scale this ability to drive the magnitude of change, to deliver better patient care, and to develop the health and strength of organizations, and dare I say it, the communities that we live in? And as we think out loud about this, there's still a lot of headwinds for us to contend with in this changing future. Dare I say it, enemies of long-term resilience embedded into what we're comfortable with and our want to control and govern against change. In some cases, this is an active decision. Other cases, it's most likely a human nature thing to embrace and maintain uniformity. But we need to be conscious of this reality, given our critical need for resilience and flexibility. As part of Velocity's Healthcare Summit today, we need to call out a key item in the modern world is struggling with, and that is data and the processes that surround it. That's right, I believe all of us are in the prisoner's dilemma of data, where organizations are holding on so darn tightly with their data, with creating duplicative processes and gathering their data, and trying to reconcile it, and then ultimately and finally, trying to make decisions on it, instead of just unlocking the power of data. Today's technologies and security measures allow us to let go of this rigidity that keeps us in this prisoner's dilemma and allows for us to embrace the new innovations to prepare us for the future. Folks, I believe this is beyond data. This is personal. Building a modern organization resilient to change requires us to take a hard look at people data, and ask the hard questions. Do we know the past and present capabilities of who's in our workforce? Do we have the tools to evaluate this data, this person, for future potential? And what data do we need to provide our people and enable them to cope with disruption? To build a foundation for resilience in our workforce, our people require that we better understand who and where they are in their journey. This data is scattered across their careers, their education, their freelance work, their lives, all sitting idle. Empowered with self-sovereign credentials, we can put an ever-growing wealth of data to work to leverage the value people can bring to our organizations and unlock them to tackle the evolving business needs as well as their career aspirations. Providing the keys to their own data, we empower our people with the flexibility and confidence to tackle what's ahead. And of course, the organizations they work with win in the process. For sure, technology has played a part in some of this disruption, but properly leveraged, it can be the solution to provide the experience and outcomes for our people who drive the success of our organizations. And as we glance at these modern and alluring technologies, and yes, perhaps nerdy buzzwords, at the heart of each of them is data. Data is the critical element to feed all the technologies that drive the experiences and outcomes. And like my colleagues here today, Cornerstone is deeply invested in these areas. For us, we're super engaged in our powerful skills graph to understand what capabilities people have and the potential of where they can go. Our customers are also leveraging the power of VR and AR, providing people almost real practice to double down on their learning and skill building. Utilizing things like NLP or natural language processing is near and dear to what we do. It provides the context of need, people's current status with the elements such as roles, resumes, and job titles. And I think we all know this, AI is here and it's way powerful. Artificial intelligence allows us to create intelligent connections between different layers and types of data to drive new insights to hyper-personalized experiences and recommendation. Of course, we're all absorbing content, and with the power of content taxonomies, we can understand the content our folks are interested in, ultimately enabling the curation of meaningful pathways for growth at scale. How awesome is it that we can take all of the seemingly chaotic, unverified, and unstructured data that tells an important story about an individual through blockchain, along with modern technologies, and illuminate the things that really help to create a good fit between person and responsibility. We can better understand what people are capable of, where their passions really are, and where they can go in the future. So when we think about healthcare organizations being wired for resilience, these powerful insights enable the success of the individual, the healthcare institution, and ultimately our communities. That's beyond value, that's success. We are at Cornerstone really personally excited to be an integral part of tackling the central need of our world of work today, and to build a resilient workforce that thrives in change and achieves successful outcomes. We talked about the resources we have at hand to solve challenges. That's people, process, and technology. And while technology and processes certainly matter, our people become the linchpin to our success. This wonderful symbiosis between the organization and its people is fostered by data, and it's up to all of us to make that happen. So let's get going. Folks, thanks very much for spending time with me today, and enjoy the rest of the conference.